Hey everyone, this is Zav. I haven't done a live stream in a long time, and this actually isn't a live stream, but I was talking to some people after they read my Splinter Cell review and said that they were really unsure, even though I said that it's possible to play the game Splinter Cell Blacklist, that is, completely stealth, that all they've really seen are a lot of action sequences, and they want to actually see a stealth run. So the game is out today, and I thought that I would play this first level in complete stealth, try to go for a no visibility and no kill run on this particular level. So there are going to be spoilers. It kicks off right away, and there's sort of a story spoiler in the beginning where you learn about a specific character is coming back, who is returned in this game, that you may recognize from Conviction. But I'm going to skip the cutscene, and we're going to get right into the gameplay. Now, I'm playing on realistic difficulty, which is not the highest. The highest is Perfectionist. Perfectionist, I'm going to do a run of that probably. I'm going to try to live stream that, but I know that that's going to be a lot of trial and error, because I do use quite a few gadgets, and you have very limited stuff with you when you're playing on Perfectionist, and also you can't restock, so that becomes sort of an issue. So I'm going to do this level completely in stealth, and if you see any cuts, it might be because I have to restart at checkpoints, which is fine. I mean, if I get spotted, I tend to restart at a checkpoint, and then it doesn't actually count towards your final score, so you won't get docked for being spotted if you restart. So let's see if we can do it in one smooth run right now.
What do we have in Benghazi?
My contact is at a CIA.
And here we go. Let's hit A right now to launch the mission.
Show me the safe house.
Really? No, that's a bad neighborhood.
I know, weird, right? Because usually the CIA tries to keep their Middle East ops super obvious.
Focus. Your best approach is through the bazaar here. You give the signal my contact departs the safe house, it'll be a clear run at Kobin.
It always looks easy on a screen, Grim.
To be clear, Sam, we are talking about an extraction, not killing him.
You're up. Show me viable positions for Overwatch.
Best sight lines are here and there.
Looks good. Grab a suppressed sniper kit.
Am I providing cover or am I taking out a target, sir?
Charlie, rustle us up some transport, would you? Somebody have blends, panel van?
You got it.
You didn't answer my question, Sam.
You just worry about a viable spot for exfil. Something here. Everyone clear? Let's make this prep quick.
Flight deck, we are go for Benghazi.
Grim says you gotta keep Coben alive, so it's nothing lethal. Recommended gear starts with smoke and flashbangs, not frags.
So I've upgraded my op suit here. I have the nanopolymer coating. When you complete Grim's side quest missions, which are infiltration missions, she will give you access to the best stealth gear in the game. But right now, based on how much money I have left over, that's pretty much all I'm going to have access to. In terms of gadgets, I do want sleeping gas, but I know that in order to get sleeping gas, I need to purchase the tear gas, that it unlocks the sleeping gas tier. So I'm not going to have enough money to do that right now. So it's not totally necessary. It'll make things a little more difficult, I think. EMP on this level, there's not a lot of darkness in this level, so we're going to skip that. So let's just run at it this way. Special weapon, I have my stun gun. We're good. Now, while this loads, maybe I should just spoil it for you. Like I said, there was a spoiler tag in the beginning of this. I'm going to put a splash screen to let you know. But if you don't know, Andrew Kobin, who is the character that I'm going to go try to extract, is actually the person who faked Sam Fisher's daughter's murder. He pretended to kill his daughter, Sam's daughter, in order to give someone else leverage over Sam. That was the story of Conviction. Now, if you play Conviction, you learn that Sam's daughter is not actually dead within the first 2 levels. pretty much. It's pretty quick that you realize, oh, that was all faked. And Coben was behind it, and he's actually the person in Conviction that you go to get in the first level. So sort of a nice callback. So it's interesting, even though like Michael Ironside's not in this game, and it seems like a reboot. Also, Sam Fisher, you could see, sort of kind of looks a little bit like he did in Conviction in this level. It's not a reboot. Michael Ironside's not in it, so it is a little weird that they're going to continue directly from Conviction. I thought they were going to try to go for something completely different, but it's not what they're doing.
I'm entering the plaza. Militia's blocking the front door access.
So in this one, Coben has gone to an embassy in Benghazi to turn himself in because he wants to get off the streets because there's a bunch of people who want to kill him. And he was captured when I think the embassy was raided. So now we have to go get him out.
Bathroom, you got one.
So I think this is what people were worried about when they saw Splinter Cell was coming back. Another game just of Sam Fisher in street clothes and not really focused on the way that the game used to be. I actually really love Conviction. I reviewed it for GamePro and I gave it a really great score. I think it is a great game. I mean, if you're comparing it just to Splinter Cell games, it's not a Splinter Cell game, I guess, you know. But it's very different. And this game is a good mixture of chaos theory and Conviction elements. And I actually think that Blacklist is the best game in the entire series. And I love the Splinter Cell series. I've played them all, and I've done no stealth runs in all of them. And there's a car alarm going off in front of my building, which is awesome.
Negative. Militia's everywhere, Sam.
Told you this would get messy.
So this is more like the Sam Fisher that I think you remember.
I'm seeing a lot of militia down there. Might get loud.
We'll keep it quiet as long as we can.
And some of the elements coming back from Conviction is this sticky cover. So you can jump into cover by pressing on the Xbox controller the B button. And then you see these little arrows appear, and you can get Sam to run to these cover points. Now, you can string these together really well. This isn't a good section for it because that far wall is too far from here to here for you to string it across. Actually, I don't think you could stick against this wall either. But we'll try to get into some situations where you move around a lot. So let's just try to get to it. So there's another system in this, is lethal or non-lethal. So you can use Sam's knife or knock people out, and you preset this to your play style. You can change this on the fly if you want by using this radial menu. And I'm also going to pick up use my stun gun here, and I'm going to go non-lethal. Now, if you go non-lethal, you get points for Ghost. If you're not seen, Ghost, the game is sort of broken up to 3 core elements. It's Ghost, Panther, and Assault. Ghost is no kill, all stealth. Panther is you can kill, and it's all stealth. And then Assault is just, loud, busting through doors, using shotguns. Everyone sees you, but you're just killing everyone. So I'm going to go Ghost, which is completely stealth, and non-lethal. Yeah, it took a little time. These guys were finishing their conversation. Ordinarily, you'd get there in the middle of it, so you'd have some time. But what I did is I used the stun gun because they were both standing in this puddle, and fired it. And I didn't get spotted. So the menu was showing that I was about to get spotted, but they didn't actually see me. So you can move bodies again. This is something that was missing from Conviction. Bodies were just sort of on the ground, and Sam was sort of in a rush. It was sort of, I felt like it was a narrative aspect of the game. He doesn't care about stealth because it's a revenge story. It was about vengeance. It wasn't about being this perfect soldier. So it made more sense that he didn't care about being spotted or about these bodies being seen. But in this game, it's back to the military stuff from the original series. So now you can hide the bodies again. So the stuff you can peek under as well, and from here you can zoom in and you can still tag people. Marking and executing is back, but in this game they've changed it a little bit. In the previous, in Conviction, where it started, you, in order to get the ability to execute, you had to knock someone out or kill someone to get that ability. Now you can mark and execute and earn the ability to mark. If you see the bottom right corner, there's those 4 blue boxes. 2 of them are lit up. You can use stealth tactics to fill that meter up to get marks. And instead of guns having a different amount of marks per weapon, you just have 3. So it makes it a little easier. It's a little terrible because I liked upgrading the 5.7 pistol in the previous game, and I think you got 4 marks from that weapon, which was really, really awesome.
Nice work.
So I'm going to wait for these guys to finish. Now you can't shoot out lights, but that's noisy. I'm going to put out this light and have this guy come toward me and try to get this fixed. Oh, it looks like this is already Breaking Bad. So I'm going to have to... Okay. So I had to do something because this guy also got a little distracted by this light going out, so they were both investigating it. Typically that doesn't happen. One thing I like about this game is if you fail and you restart, sometimes enemy positions will change and sometimes like the situations will change. It's not very often that it happens, like every time you play the game you're not going to get something different, but there is some variation, which helps because I tend to stop and restart levels a lot because I like to try to do things absolutely in stealth at all times. So I'm going to hide these guys. One thing about this game that I find strange, and I don't know why this is a problem, but or what the problem is you do get a rating for hiding bodies, and in the past hiding bodies meant you can... Oh, I hope that doesn't mean I threw that guy rather than dropping him. I don't think that means he died, but I guess we'll find out. If he did, then I'll just redo this. But you get a rating for hiding bodies, and I tend to think that I do hide bodies in like dark areas, but the game literally means like you have to hide them in specific containers. I'm going to pause it here for a second. You have to hide them in specific containers to count as hiding the body. But there aren't a lot of containers around in the game. It's not like Hitman Absolution, if you played that, where there are a ton of containers. So it's a little weird. I have difficulty getting or finding those areas to put the bodies. So I could kill these guys or throw a camera in here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up and I'm going to use my mark and execute with my stun gun to take them both out. And there are a couple hostages here that I've saved in the process. So let's rush up.
الرجل اللي معها حلم الDVD في السوق لسه مغيوله الشهون الدروع
That did not work. Alright, this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm going to do that. So I try to throw a camera and use sleeping gas from the camera to knock out those 2 guys, but I threw the camera too far.
I'm in position, Sam.
Any sign of our contact?
Can't confirm.
So Coben should be in the next room, and you can see sort of this is what I was talking about. You can really time these cover movements for some really good effects.
Hang on one second. ليش عم تعمل هيك؟
تعمل شغلك انت وانا بعمل شغلي.
انا اللي دبرت لك هالشغل يا بخشي. I'm working with idiots here. We didn't get anything else. He didn't want to talk.
I'm going to take this guy out silently, and I have a mark and execute, and I could take out 2 of these guys here, but this guy won't get hit by that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a sticky camera, gas him, and then mark and execute these 2 guys. And this is where Coben is supposed to be, but let's see what happens.
Nice work securing the package.
Roger that.
It's not him. You confirmed Coben was in here, Briggs.
Right place, right build, I assume,
Don't
sir.
make assumptions when I'm on the ground. Clear?
Sam, talk to me.
Your contact's been made. He's dead.
We got more militia en route. Advise you move out, sir.
All right, I need options. Now would be good.
Give me a minute.
Oh yeah, it's all me, baby. Pass the phone through the ops hat. I can hack this cheap bootleg crap easy.
All right, Charlie, I'm patched.
Okay, yes.
Come on, Charlie.
Done. Wow, there is a lot of freaky porn on here.
They're looking for a location.
Right. I traced the call. Pushing the location to your ops hat now. Whoa, not good. It's a police station.
Briggs, prep for fast evac.
Roger that. Enemy transport dropping hostiles, at least a dozen.
Moving now. I'll cover your exit.
So this game features a running system a little bit like Assassin's Creed, where you just hold the A button and Sam Fisher will sort of go through all the obstacles without really needing any input from you.
Affirmative. I'm moving out. I'm uploading a shortcut to the police station. It'll be on your ops set.
Roger that.
Now I'm playing on the second highest difficulty, which allows me to still restock my ammo and gadgets. On the highest difficulty setting, you cannot do that. So here's a good example of an area where you can hide a body, I think. I can grab this body and put him in here. I don't know how. Him laying down right here or in the darkness, considered not hiding him. Him in this open container, considered hiding him. It's a little bit of a silly thing, but... So I'm going to tag these guys so I know where they're going. And this guy I know is going to try to come up these stairs so I can take him out quietly. So one thing that someone on Twitter asked me is how, if they got rid of the sort of saturation effect that happened when you were in darkness to signify that you could not be seen. They did get rid of that. Now what they have are these sort of glares off of the lights. You see there's a glare off of the green lights on his suit there. That means that Sam Fisher cannot be seen or is in complete darkness. So here there's no glare. In the darkness there's glare. So that's how you know that you are hidden. So I'm going to put this guy here, and I'm going to if I'm lucky, I can get that guy to not notice when I knock out his friend that I know is coming, because I can see the arrow. Unless I can... Yep. Alright. Now for the best score in this level, you wouldn't take anyone out. That's probably what I think purists would want to do, and that's probably what a video, I'll probably do that next, but just to show people sort of the options that they have in terms of still being considered a ghost and taking out people non-lethally, which was something that I think people felt was missing from the previous game. That was not as clean as I could have made it, but I'm good with it. So just holding the A button and pushing forward. Sam is doing all this running on his own. He's climbing up walls. He's grabbing stuff. He's going to the next level. And I'm just holding the A button. So it's a lot like Assassin's Creed in that way. We're going to climb up here.
Sam, I'm seeing a high-value target. Single digits on Langley's most wanted. If you capture him, we'll arrange for pickup.
You see a weird cut here because the game actually froze on me, so I have to restart at this point. But there are 3 kinds of optional missions or objectives that you can complete during missions. You can collect USB flash drives, you can hack computers for intel, and capture high-value targets. And this enemy, as you can see here in the HUD, is a high-value target. So I'm going to try to get him in my custody right now. That menu, that little icon that shows, that is people's awareness of you. It's your awareness meter. If it starts to fill, it means someone is aware that something's going on, but not that necessarily that they have spotted you. Until it starts to blink, that's when you know you've been spotted, and at that point, I would ordinarily just restart the entire level. So I could yell into my Kinect if I had it hooked up, or press the back button to attract the attention of one of these guys to try to get them to investigate and take them out like you could in the old Splinter Cell games by making noise. But I'm going to avoid them because the more enemies that I leave undisturbed, the more points I earn. So I can see there's a guy in there. There's a guy at that door who is now investigating down the hallway. And there's this guy who's about to walk by this window, which I will attempt to avoid here. Perfect. Okay. Now the reason why I can walk faster and not be spotted or not be heard, because how much noise you make matters, is because I've upgraded this suit a little. So I've used the money that I've earned in order to get some better gear, which makes me more stealthy. Now I can see that there's going to be a guy around this corner. I don't know if he's there just yet. Sometimes, like I said, the first time you play through a mission, you sort of get the default positioning of enemies. But if you keep restarting because you make a mistake, sometimes you'll get different enemy positions or starting positions, and sometimes their routes will change. So it tries to keep you on your toes a little bit. And that dude was a civilian. That's weird. I've actually never... I guess I got through this area so quickly that NPC hadn't already closed the door. Now dogs. Dogs are a major problem in this game because if you're on the same ground floor as them, they will smell you. Sorry, puppy. They will smell you and attract and start barking and attract the attention of other guards. So you want to try to get away from them. If you get to an elevated area, then they can't sense you, but they can become a huge problem.
Heads up, Sam. The police station's just around the corner.
Copy that. Briggs, what's your status?
I'm almost on site. I scoped out a rooftop 200 meters south of the police station. Eyes on the compound and the street out front.
Now, Coben is in this police station and I have to try to break into it. The good thing is the police station has sort of been taken over by militia, so there have been openings that have been made by bombs. Hopefully no one was hurt, of course. But we're going to try to sneak in through a hole in the wall, which is one of the optional ways that you can complete this task. And I'm going to try to avoid everyone here. That dude almost saw me. So I'm going to sneak up this wall. And there is a dog here too, so that you can see there's a dog there. If he were to sense me or smell me, then that would have been bad news. So I'm going to go through here, make sure that there's no one coming. You can hear the dog. He knows something's up, but I'm already well out of the area, so it's cool.
Sam, what's your status?
I'm inside, making sure I'm not followed. You have a lock on Coben's location?
Best bet is a secure interrogation room. Top floor, south side.
Weird. I think I'm running through this so quickly that it's trying to catch up to me when it's loading. Okay, wait for these guys to bail. Open this. Okay, get off the wall. And there we go. Shoot, not what I wanted to do. Picked up the gun and not the body. So that dude looks like he just discovered that body and woke him up, but I'm gonna bail before anyone catches me here. Shit, I just knocked over a chair and made a bunch of noise, but thankfully no one spotted me in time.
Police station, they've set up computers. Plug in your offside if you find one. We should be able to get some useful data from it.
So Coben is in this room, but Grimm, who returns, who's been in the series as long as Sam Fisher has, tells me that there is probably a computer around here I could hack. Now, they only are telling you this now because it's the first level. You have to look out for these later, and you'll sort of get these pop-ups. It says laptop, so like if I'm over here, I can't see that pop up, but as I'm getting closer to it, it's like, oh, there's that objective. Now, you can upgrade the Paladin, which is your base of operations, to make those notifications appear a lot sooner or a lot further away, which is really great if you're trying to unlock some of that content. Now, the one thing that I felt really mattered in terms of narrative for that stuff is if you were to unlock the dead drops, which are USB flash drives, because they actually give you audio files that is a conversation between Sadiq and some mysterious people. Sadiq is the bad guy in this game, who's played by Carlo Rota, who's a great English-Canadian actor, who was also in 24, played Chloe's husband. And he's fantastic in this, and sadly is criminally underused. I wish he was in this game a lot more. So let's go in and try to save Coben.
One more time. Why did you run to the American?
I told you it has nothing to do with you. Nothing, I swear to God!
So, you are saying we are not important enough to turn us in? Is that it?
No, I'm not saying that. No. What I'm saying
Yalla.
is...
You talk too much.
I thought you wanted me to.
Don't think. It gets you in trouble.
Oh, God. Okay, okay? I fucking told them everything, okay?
I've located Coben.
Is he alive?
For now.
So there are a couple ways I could do this, but the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to take these two guys. I'm going to take this guy outside of the window.
Don't kill me, don't kill me!
And I think that counts as not being detected, but we'll see in the menu.
CIA? Oh, you have got to be fucking shitting me! Fisher, if this is about what happened in DC...
Shut up.
Sam, what's
No,
happening?
no, don't! You here to save me?
I'm here to save what you know. Sit.
Sam, it's about to get ugly. Local talent's closing on your position.
Package is secure. Briggs, what's your 20?
Inbound with the van.
Holy shit, he is here to save me.
Move. Now.
Ow!
Let's go.
You'll keep me safe, right?
So we need to extract with Coben, and since I'm holding him, it's going to be kind of a pain to try to get out of here without being spotted. Thankfully, I've done this a couple times, so I've gotten better at it. I find that the best course of action in this game is to sort of just go for it sometimes. You can be brazen, don't get too caught off guard if you start to get spotted, as long as that meter doesn't fill up. And depending on your difficulty, it fills up at different speeds, but you can sometimes get away with some crazy stuff.
Are you kidding me? I'm not even wearing shoes. Move. The hell, man?
Grab on.
What? Why?
Do it.
Go, go! Oh, holy shit!
Briggs, we're inbound now.
So I got gold on this, which means that I didn't get spotted. So I guess that last part, because I took those two guys out at the same time and they didn't notify anyone else, that means that they did not, it didn't count as me getting spotted. So, hostiles evaded, stealth kills. So, hostiles evaded is if someone is aware that there's suspicion and you avoid them in those combat scenarios, then that is getting away Panther style. Assault style, you can knock people out without killing them. You get points for that too. So I got 1 point, or 1 body hidden, because I put that guy in that trash compartment, whereas the guys that I hit in the room that time didn't count. So it's one of the weird things about this game.
Our payment just cleared.
So I got $196,000 for that level. I'm going to skip this cutscene because I don't want to ruin it for people who are just playing the game today. But then the Paladin, so this is the aircraft that you're on and sort of your mobile base of operations. It has a lot of cool things in it, so you can just walk around here and talk to people. You could talk to Grimm, you could talk to Briggs, who is the other Splinter Cell, who's been recruited for this mission. Former CIA, new Splinter Cell, who, if you talk to him, you can do co-op missions. Now, if you don't want to do any of this, you can not talk to anyone and just use the SMI, which is this giant computer, to look at the map and select where you want to go. So I can select, for for example, a mission for Grimm here, and she has infiltration missions, so you have to complete a bunch of tasks without being spotted. And if you complete her missions, and each one of these individuals has 4 different kinds of missions, or 4 missions of the same type, then you unlock special gear. They will have like special bonuses that they'll give you. So for Grimm, she'll give you the best sneaking suit if you complete all of her stuff, which you can purchase. And if you were to select this mission and press details and then select that you actually wanted to start the briefing, it'll be as if you walked up to her and asked her what was going on. So it takes you can remove the control from walking around if you want. And also, rather than having to use SMI, like let's say you're on the other side of the ship or the plane for some reason, you could just press start, for example, and go to SMI map and do it from here. So you're sort of you have a bunch of different options. You can also call Sarah, which is Sam's daughter, which I won't do because you can do that if you're playing the game. Although I will say that I miss Michael Ironside's voice for sure. I don't think it would work with this storyline because Sam's a little too, energetic, and Michael Ironside is really fit the bill with when they were going for that grizzled veteran called back into action to start this new program called Splinter Cell, which is sort of how the series started. So, but the thing that is weird about it is Sarah and the guy who plays Sam sort of sound basically the same age, if that makes sense. So it's a little weird for this guy who I know is like a 25 or 30-year-old actor talking to another 25, 30-year-old actor as if it's his daughter. That's kind of weird. So you can walk around the plane. Here's Charlie.
Hey.
And you can sort of... Everything you can do from the start menu, you can do by walking around the plane. You can customize your gear here. You can go to Charlie and customize your gear. You can also just press start and go to customize gear, which I'm going to do now. And I'm going to purchase these stealth pants. Now, in order to unlock... So I have to finish Grimm's 4th echelon missions to unlock the best stealth items, but in order to actually use them, I need to sort of unlock the tier above it. So I've already purchased these 2, so now I have to go and purchase this. So I'm also going to buy, since I'm here, the tear gas because I want the sleeping gas. I don't want the tear gas because that's Panther style. It also says there on the right hand side what it's ideal for, what this gear is ideal for. Smoke and tear gas sort of attract attention, so they'll become suspicious, and if you were to take them out when they're suspicious, then it turns into taking them out in Panther, using the Panther style versus Ghost style, which is they don't even know you're there and you take them out. What else am I going to take here? A lot of this stuff I'm going to avoid. Special weapon, crossbow, might be probably the best option for me now. And you can unlock a bunch of gear for this. So that's going to drain my bank account. So that replaces my stun gun. I do wish that I could use the stun gun in place of a pistol or another. Like, you have a pistol and an alternate weapon, and I wish you can use a non-lethal weapon in one of these slots versus having to select using the stun gun and the crossbow. I would like to use the stun gun versus the pistol, for example, just because that's the way that I want to do this run. And then the goggles, you have your regular night vision goggles, but there's also sonar pulse. Now, if you play on Perfectionist, these sonar goggles don't work. You can't see enemies through the wall. And then this is sort of black and white version. This shows footprints. This shows it in sort of like a heat map, so it's like reds and colors versus black and white. This one works a little bit faster, ambient sonar. High frequency, I think, is longer distance, and long range is even longer than that. I think that's how that works. And then integrated optics is just a different form factor of long range. So if you get here, you don't need to buy this tier this last one. It's just a different version. He's wearing sort of like a chin strap. And then also you can unlock these by playing some web app that is available, but I can't actually unlock these because the website for Splinter Cell hasn't turned on yet because the game's not technically out when I'm recording this video. And then, if you're wondering where his signature weapon is, it's here. It's the 5.7. So if you want to play Splinter Cell the way it was meant to be played, or Sam the way that he was meant to be played, you would use this gun. And I think that's it here in terms of the stuff that I want to do. Yeah. I will talk to... So Charlie Cole, who's this guy here, his optional missions are sort of a wave-based mode, which I'm not a fan of at all. I felt like the maps were built really small, and they aren't really kind to people who want to do things in stealth, because it's very well-lit areas. Enemies sort of rush in staggered numbers, so for example, in one wave you'll have to kill 20 people, but only like 4 or 5 people will show up at a time. And sometimes they show up randomly, and they'll show up in like doorways that you happen to be next to, and it just didn't really work for me. I didn't like it all that much. And there are 20 waves per level, and there's 4 levels, but you can exit after every 5 waves. So every 5th wave there's a high value target that appears that you can capture to get more money. And you also get the option of extracting or staying. If you stay, you have to stay for another 5 waves. And then you get the option to extract again. I never stayed to the 20th. The furthest I got solo when I was playing the game for review on Realistic was 15. But then it turns into sort of like this... It just became nonsense. Like I didn't enjoy it at all, so I skipped. I finished... Once you hit every 5th wave, it's considered you completing that level. So I did end up finishing all of Charlie's missions because I wanted to get the unlockables, which are sort of a thing that bother me about this game. So if I go to extras here, these dead drops. So there are 26 of these nodes, or these like dead drop files, and when you get all 26, you get to hear a conversation, which has narrative meaning. Now, there are only 24 of these in the game. 2 of them are found on... One is a pre-order bonus level, which actually just comes with the Xbox version, standard version. And the other one is a... which I don't remember what that one is called. Actually, I have the box right here. It is called Dead Coast. So one of those items is there for you to grab. And then the other one is on this yacht mission, which is another co-op mission. I think it's a co-op mission. I'm not even entirely sure what kind of missions you can do on these. Does it say here? Oh, it's a co-op mission. So that's interesting. Oh, so that's another point of contention. So yeah, and then the other one is like a yacht that has those... that has a file in there too. So there's 24 in the actual game. And then there's 2 that you can unlock, which I'm sure they'll sell later. And that the yacht one I think is only in the special edition, which I don't know if you're buying that, then I guess you get access to both. But kind of sucks because I wanted to hear all of these files and I couldn't because I did not have access to it because they didn't send me a retail copy of the game when I reviewed it. They sent me a debug version of the game. And the PC version of it I have is the standard edition, which doesn't come with those missions. So I don't. So it was kind of shitty. I also say that it appears that these are co-op missions, and the co-op campaign sort of ends abruptly, which I mentioned in the review. And I also mentioned that the single player kind of ends abruptly as well. And if these are co-op missions, that means that that continues that story, and that was kind of crappy. I didn't realize that was how that worked, because I did not see the retail packaging for this till later. Would that affect my score? No. Our scores are based on experience. I mean, they don't really translate to, like, you know, the 100 out of 100 that it appears that I gave the game when you look at it on an aggregate site. Ours are 1 star is don't play this horrible game. 5 stars is you must play this amazing game. And I gave it 5 stars because I think this is an amazing game and I think you must play it. So, and you don't have to be really into stealth into it because you can sort of play any way that you want. So that is the first mission in Splinter Cell. I almost said Conviction, in Splinter Cell Blacklist. Another thing on the Paladin, you can collect the most important thing all video games gives you every time you play them. Thing that you crave. That's right, concept art. Look at those pictures. Look, that's what a wetsuit looks like? What? These illustrators are crazy. Goggles? Oh, looks like wires to me. Yep, those are Splinter Cell goggles. Yep. You got them. Tri-rotor. That's a thing that exists. And weapons. Gun porn. Thanks for watching.